Andrew Benson has taken the oath of office to become U.S. Attorney for the District of Maine. Benson was nominated for the position by President Trump on September 30th. Attorney General Pam Bondi appointed him U.S. Attorney last month, and after Senate confirmation, he was sworn in. Benson is now the top-ranking federal law enforcement official in the state. Former prosecutor, he was nominated to the bench in 2014 by Governor LePage, and he was renominated by Governor Mills in 2021. Benson takes over for Darcy McElwee, who served 4 years under President Biden.